Welcome, world, to another episode of the Kitchen Table Podcast. I'm back once again. Got your host, Coach, and his lovely wife, V, two E's over there. And we here on this Easter Sunday, providing you with a joyous resurrection occasion.
You be doing the most with the intro today. Okay.
Forgive me, Lord.
That was a bit much. Just
Well,
but
I know where to go with it because this
because
ain't
then
even
I
gonna be
see
aired on Sunday. It's gonna be aired on Tuesday, Wednesday.
what you be saying is Happy Easter to everybody. Belated Easter because I didn't see you before. You know, this is recorded on Easter. Fortunately, we working on Jesus Day.
Technically, we ain't working. We ain't getting paid. So this is just a hobby of us right now. A hobby for us right now.
It seems like work. I gotta do research.
You technically ain't doing
Choose
research.
topics.
That ain't work. That's just daily scrolling through the internet.
That's
You
technically
daily, you are on your phone
allegedly.
all the time.
Allegedly.
You're on your phone. So what I'm saying is that we technically not doing work. We technically just enjoying life and allowing to express ourselves on this podcast
Sounds good.
to all our 10 subscribers.
Shout out to the extra one that we got. That's not me.
Yes. So like I said, we here on this Easter Sunday. If this your first time listening to us, I'm Coach. That's V. She like to go by B with two E's. And we're just a comedic couple that nobody that don't nobody know of.
If you want to be somebody,
You can follow us on all streaming platforms. We are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify. Well, I keep saying Apple Music. It's Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Okay, at Kitchen Table, Kitchen underscore Table underscore Podcast. And if you put that in there, if you put Wit Coach and V, two E's, the letter V, the number two, and the letter E, it will pull up on YouTube. It'll pull up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Okay. For those ones out there saying I couldn't find, it's 1,000 of them on Spotify. You gotta put with Coach MV. If you go to our Instagram, you will see the link and they get you right there.
that's what you should have led with.
I
The link
should
is
have.
in our bio. Go to
Bio.
Instagram. The link is in the bio.
All right. After we got that out the way.
Yes,
So
sir.
long. Hey. It's a work in progress, baby.
Repeated it and then cut out that first
I
half.
ain't got time for all that. You getting raw, real raw, authentic.
He gonna make edits.
You getting real raw, authentic.
He gonna make
Okay.
edits.
So, like I said, it's Easter. Do Easter is a moment of them, what they call it, them
Christians.
CME.
Christians.
What does that stand for?
Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter.
There you go. You folks out there. I go to
That's
church
the
every
only time
Sunday.
we see you in church.
I go to church every Sunday. And most people only go to church for one thing on Easter. They ain't going to hear the message. They going to hear their little sister, little brother, their son, their daughter, say their one little speech. Why did Jesus wept? Had like 10 people say one poem, but it's everybody getting 2 words, 3 words.
You gotta do what you gotta do with the littles.
I remember those days,
Put that
Kodak.
cute little outfits on.
So the question is, we're gonna start this off with Easter, your favorite Easter outfit. Now, I don't really remember my outfits because I remember my grandmother and my mama always used to put me in suits. I didn't like suits. I don't wear suits now. But what I do remember that I hated is that I used to get a haircut and it used to be a skin fade. The back of my head.
Shaped like a peanut.
That's the only thing I remember. Why they got me out? It is I ain't got no hair on my head. You know, I used to be mad 'cause my brother used to cut his hair the way he wanted it in his little small little ways, you know. And they never cut my hair the way I wanted. I always had to get that damn skin fade. They used to tear me up, boy. I just hate that. So do you
That's terrible. Not a
I
skin
remember
fade. That's
I
terrible.
remember, boy, and having to say this speech, and I'll go up there and look at the photos, and I'm this dark chocolate brother up there, little baby up there this big.
It don't make no sense. Smallest one up on the stage. He's like, I'm chocolate.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, what was your favorite outfit? Do you remember your favorite outfit?
I had a lot of cute Easter dresses throughout my life. Especially as a kid, I had a lot of cute Easter dresses. Majority of my Easter dresses used to kind of match my sister's dresses, and that used to bother me because why are you dressing two different age kids in the same outfit? That's annoying. But they do that. Everybody matching with you and your sister got on the same dress, and then your brother got on a shirt that's the same color as y'all dress, and maybe some different colored pants. But that was how it was.
Well, yeah, you go to Harold
Harold
Pinners.
Pinners. Didn't nobody go to Harold Pinners? We did for my brother's shoes. But first, we used to just, I don't know, was Montgomery Wards. Just go get your Easter dress from Dillard's,
Oh
where it's
yeah,
one of them, and be cute in your little Easter dress with your little ribbon socks.
or Sears.
Sears, good place too. Catch you on Easter Sunday with your hair getting pressed out. Cute.
You remember back in the day,
On Easter basket.
your parents
Parents
used
used
to
to
put
put
the
the
Easter
Easter
stuff
stuff
on
on
layaway
layaway
at
at
Christmas.
Christmas.
Payments on
So
this
the
thing.
thing,
You get
yeah,
that mug and it's
you try to. No, man, they used to put if they put it on Lil Wayne, they put the size that we gonna be in the future, not the size that we are now. Cause what kind of foolishness was that? Oh, they pay all this money for something now we can't fit, and they gotta go put more stuff on Lil Wayne.
that was
Craziness.
that was Montgomery Ward. You remember we used to go up there Montgomery Ward and go.
And Coat Factory,
You said in what?
Burlington Coat Factory, they
Oh yeah.
still got Lil Wayne today.
Yeah, we didn't have Birds and Co Factory money.
Oh, it's cheap.
It was.
Factory still mad affordable right now. I can go in there with $100 and buy 5 shirts.
You want to know when I first went to Birds and Co Factory?
You better not say with me.
Nah, it wasn't
Well,
with you,
say
but I was. I think the first time I went to Birds and Co Factory, I think I was already graduating out of high school. I ain't even know that existed. I never heard of it. Don't even know nothing about it.
when Burlington was just Burlington's coat factory, we would be in Burlington's every year getting a new coat. That's where you got your coats from. Burlington. Mm-hmm.
Why? We didn't get coats like that. You remember those bubble coats, those big the sports ones?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we ain't getting no. I started wearing a coat. I think when I was in ninth grade, eighth grade, because it was just hoodies and jackets.
Or a coat. It's
Yeah,
cold. That's how
but
you mess around and be sick.
but
Now
we
you
was
got walking pneumonia.
well. You once you got ninth grade, you wasn't walking no more. People was catching my.
That's
We didn't
not
catch
what
the bus.
walking pneumonia
What?
is.
But I'm just saying, we only had a coat in elementary school, middle school. We had to stand at the bus.
Had a coat
Well,
all year.
first of all,
Cold. If it's cold, I'm wearing a coat because why? Kansas City had -degree weather. So why you not wearing a coat? Now you gonna be sick. Look at you, sick. Why? Cause I ain't had my coat on. I wore a hoodie and a jacket. Now I got the flu. Look at you, the flu. Put on your coat and a hat and some gloves and 2 pairs of socks and make sure you got some long underwear on. Sure. Sure. Or you gonna get sick and put Vaseline on your face, all your open areas on your skin, so you won't get sick.
well,
Close them pores up.
well, first of all, you wasn't taking baths first thing in the morning. But Vaseline, we used to put Vaseline on. But when it was cold, Grandma used to take us to school.
I rode the bus.
Well, we rode the bus too, but because the bus, we was the last stop. You had two options. Well, it was three stops. It was down the street, and up the street and around the corner. And days we used to just pick whatever.
I'm getting off at the bus stop closest to my house.
Where's this bitch?
Where's my bus stop is where I'm
But
getting off at.
I remember it's a little story time. I remember this white man across the street had his dog, and the dog used to be on a string, right? He used to be on a string that he'd go all and that string get you all the way to like the end of the grass from his doorstep to to the end of his grass, and that motherfucker used to be so vicious. And he used to snap. So we used to be if you missed the bus, if you missed the stop at the bottom of the hill, and you got up at the top of the hill, man, we was so scared. We had to walk through the day, walk down the street. Even when we was coming up the street. So it'd be trying to chase after the bus. And so even when we be coming up the street, we be walking through the neighbor's grass so that we can hear him get to the step because that bad boy used to snap. That thing snapped like 3, 4 times a month. And that's how you knew how fast motherfuckers was.
You gonna bleep yourself out of that.
I'm sorry, Lord. This is Sunday.
He was talking about Easter.
Yeah, talking about Easter. But I remember that yeah, I remember them elementary days. We played tackle football on because the our neighbor house, you know, the house next to us used to connect a little hill. We used to play tackle football from one sidewalk all the way to the other tree. Broke so many windows with baseballs.
That is terrible.
Oh, good times. Yeah, that
Times.
was good times. Do you remember one of your Easter speeches?
We didn't really have a lot of Easter speeches. We would have to go name the books of the Bible as the song. You know, the song for the books of the Bible. Oh, as a that's what would be our play. You would be like Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Number, Deuteronomy, something, something, something. I can't think of them all right now, but you know, you had the first five, and then Genesis, Exodus, First, Second Kings, First, Second Chronicles, some of them. I never had the middle part because I can never remember them in that order. I'd be like, what the song? Yeah, you know the song. So I just remember the first five books of the Bible from the song.
Never.
Oh, and we also had to memorize John 3:16.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So whosoever believed it in him shall not perish. That's on the scripture I remember. And I remember in the beginning God created heaven and earth. That's a that's a good question. How these pastors be and these people be remembering scriptures?
It's
The dude, the
the
pastor
path
at
of
church
turkey.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
how you remember that?
it's not hard to remember scripture.
It is.
It
Especially
is
with
like
the
the
pastor
path
at
of
church, he
turkey
be
be
snapping.
snapping. Hey, remember scripture because that's how you supposed to
Well,
be.
cause so yesterday I went to church on Saturday because we had 3 services. I wasn't going. I don't like large crowds. So
So
when I know this church is it's not big, but it has a lot of members. And some days church be overcrowded. I don't really like large crowds like that. So I went on Saturday service. I followed the instructions of the pastor who said, choose the other 2 services besides the 11 o'clock service. I was one of those. So um yeah, I was sitting on the second row by this old white lady. And the pastor was preaching and he had the little stuff coming out. And I was so close that I seen it. It was just hanging there. You know how and he first before he got there, he spit it. You seen it. I'm like, this is why
Paul and I am not in that, y'all. I'm not. No, I
uh
wasn't there. I
yeah, she
had to
wasn't there.
serve on actual Easter Sunday today. Shoot, first and second service. So I had to go to today by myself,
And she
all
had an
alone.
attitude.
I didn't have an
She came home
attitude.
with an attitude.
I didn't come home with an attitude because I had to serve by myself. Just no, I didn't have an attitude. It wasn't a tude.
So why you have an attitude?
I was sad. It wasn't an attitude. It was sadness.
Why were you sad?
Because everybody else is in church and they got all their family and friends and all the people, and then it's just you look around and you're like, dang, I ain't got no family, no friends, or nobody to come over and do Easter Sunday with and do activities and be family oriented with anymore, and it sucks. And I miss having family nearby, and that just makes me sad in the moment to think about it and just be like, huh, well, all right, yeah, it's fine.
Well, why didn't we go visit your dad and his wife? Or Yeah, yeah. No.
because we would have to drive all the way down there, and I had a test today,
Oh, yeah.
so
And
I had
we
to do
have
it. I'm like,
I mean, we got
I was at
within the
homework.
we
It was a whole things.
we in the year comes, we will be evaluating this day. In other news,
He gets on my nerves.
we'll be
So as we were saying before I was interrupted, um, we just gonna go somewhere else. We have an ad. Please hold. Dun, 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 dun. And we're back. And our next episode is gonna be hosted by Coach. Not today, me. Uh, and we're gonna throw it. You know how the camera go. We're gonna throw it back. Over to you,
First of
Coach.
all, we ain't got that. We ain't got that type of production going on around here.
Hey, damn.
Okay, after all that, all right. So, what about this? Ice Cube got the green light to remake another Easter. How you? I mean,
Jesus is the reason for the resurrection at Ice Cube
what I mean was he got
episode.
say that again.
And the movie?
Ice Cube got the green light to write and produce. I don't know if it's written, but I think he writes it and produce a new Friday. What do you think? Because I seen what's the girl in that played Felicia. I don't know if it was really her because I don't know what she. That's the only time I seen her. I ain't seen was she in any other movies? What other movies was she in?
Several. I can't think of her now.
All right, well, she did an interview saying that they shouldn't make a remake of Friday. They should make a character based off of her. But I have never seen her or anything, so I couldn't be like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And I could see if you remade like a Mike Epps part. Well, who was he? Day Day or Chris Tucker? What happened to Chris Tucker after the first Friday and stuff like that? But she talking about everybody dead. That's the reason for the show. It's only the people in the first Friday that have passed. Not not everybody out of the first Friday went on to the second Friday or the third Friday, because Debo wasn't in the third Friday. Am I
Yeah, because they had a different person playing the Devo in the third Friday. It was the Christmas one.
Yeah, but it wasn't
So they was the crackhead Santa was they Devo technically, if you want to be
crackhead.
technical. The crackhead Santa, which was what's that comedian's name?
Oh, you talking
Oh,
about,
dang, I know his name. He's skinny. Uh, what is his name? What's his name? What's his name? What's his name?
he did the dressing up as grandma phone calls. When we
um,
did the prank calls.
I think so. Uh, man, I don't know.
I don't know his name. He got the morning show with Pretty Willie, or, uh Pretty what's his name? You know,
Okay, wait.
Young, Fly, and
And save.
Save.
Pretty Willie.
Yeah, they got the little morning show. But yeah, or the TV show. But I
Well, I
know
know
you're
you
talking
talking
about,
about.
uh
Cannot think of his
but
name though.
he wasn't like a bully. He was just a Grinch stealing stuff, but I mean, that's cool. There
What
you
is
go.
his name? My bad, Ricky Smiley, with your ugly self.
Yeah, so but
He was technically the villain because he had broke into their house, stole their rent money, and just like they had to pay the rent. So they technically the person that they was fighting against was either the crackhead for stealing their rent money, and then what's that man's name? Terry Crews, because they wouldn't pay his mama rent, and she was trying to make him toss his salad.
yeah, okay. I mean, but this one, I think it should be a family reunion Friday. So it's basically gonna be the last Friday of the month. That's probably what they're gonna call it.
Not the
Uh,
last Friday of the
it got
month.
to be the last Friday of the month, and I feel like they can. You say what?
That would be a good name, low
Yeah,
key.
because
The last Friday of the month, because it was 3 Fridays. and then the last Friday of the month. That's like that ain't even Christmas. That's
So
that's New Year's Eve.
so it ain't, but technically Friday after Friday and next Friday, I could see those 2 coexisting, but he was in jail longer than 1 week. It did, 'cause they had already got sentenced. No, they was getting transported, so I guess so. But then Friday after next, they wasn't nowhere near Christmas time when Friday and the first Friday was. You see?
Cause the first Friday it was peak of the summer. Second Friday, Rancho Cucamonga. It was also peak summer, but they in California, so it's always sunny in California.
But what they gotta do with Christmas though? You said everything was peak summer.
It's peak summer, and then when you get to the third Friday, you like, oh snaps, we done made it all this time. It's a year now. It's been almost a year. So it's the following Friday, the following year's Friday.
You ain't making, as they
The
gonna
year
call it,
after that
a
Friday.
year after that Friday.
Or what Friday we on. That'd be good too. Or maybe he ain't gonna call it Friday at all. Maybe he gonna say the day after Friday. So now it's called Saturday.
But that'll whatever. That will
It's still a working title.
yeah, so it's probably gonna be last Friday of the month. Everybody done said it. I already know.
No, it's
But
not. It's gonna be the Friday after the day after Friday.
what month has 5 weeks in it?
Um, March.
So they could say the lucky fifth Friday.
Boo. Go back
Fifth
to the
Friday.
last Friday of the month. Boo.
Whatever. But I mean, are you looking forward to it?
Um, I don't know. The first one was my favorite, okay, and then the second one was good because I really liked Baby D and all her snacks she was eating. So that one was that was
That had me.
stop it. And then the third Friday was good too. I mean, it wasn't my yeah, I think that one was my favorite actually because that's the one where top flight security. I'm top flight security of the world, Craig. Of the world. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm ready to bust a nigga's ass.
Hold on, which one was that? That was Friday after. That was third one. Oh yeah,
That one was actually my
they
nah,
had
I actually like that
the
one.
donut, holy moly donut shop. I gotta watch Friday after next. I ain't watched Friday next. I ain't even seen Friday in a long time. Yeah, I'm not excited for it, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm more excited for Jurassic Park coming out in June.
Here we go.
I don't know, cause I seen a preview of it earlier, so I was like,
And you still gonna
I'm
watch
still gonna
it.
go watch it though. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Yeah,
good too.
that's why I don't like watching previews. Just for the simple fact is, I don't want to be spoiled when I go see it. But I did talk to my brother today, and he said that we need to go see Sinner.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, we got to go see that. He said it was good. I thought it was gonna be scary, but that's why I ain't really. He said it ain't scary, it's suspenseful. It's a nice little build up, but we might go see it. We might go see it Tuesday. Can we go Tuesday? We might go see it Tuesday.
I'm off till Wednesday. Well, till
Well,
Thursday.
we
I don't
both
go back
off.
to work till Thursday.
Oh, we might go see it Wednesday then.
Depending on what time I got class. I got 2 classes on Wednesday. That's my busy day. Stressful.
So if people don't know, my wife
They
is
don't need to.
in school. But you just basically you said class. So yeah, she's in school.
Know what school I'm in?
No, we ain't gotta talk about that. No, I'm just saying school.
Don't
So
try to
what
homework get done.
so on that topic of school, now I wanna know what is it like being a full-time student and being a full-time teacher. I mean, no. Yeah, teacher. I guess you're a teacher.
Full time on full time. Low key, it's a little stressful. But if I manage my time correctly, then it's not as bad. The first week was I didn't manage my time very well. And so I slipped up on one discussion that wasn't posted on time. So that kinda put a wrench in my bucket. But that made me realize, A, you need to get your time management together and just plan accordingly. So once I figured out, okay, this is what's due on this day and this is what's due on these days. So I just do everything in Monday, Tuesday, and then and then the rest of the week, I just have time to do like respond to my discussion post or work on my homework assignments that they have, which is seeming to be a lot of papers this week coming up, which is going to be amount of stress. But yeah, we have that, and yeah, just and doing my homework at work. Okay. In between my students' appointments, while they in an appointment, I do my homework. Uh, I try my best to have every single one of them have an appointment at the same time, so nobody's talking to me while I'm like, "Ooh, you know what? Everybody in an appointment. Let me do my homework while they're working or doing something else of that point." So it kind of evens itself out a little bit, and then I only work 4 days. So
Do you think that once you accomplish this goal, that you'll be very, 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 very satisfied at the end, where you feel like you deserve anything coming your way? Or do you feel like is because some people go through school, go through college, and they really not they just go through the process. College it costs, but some people just go through the process and they don't feel rewarded at the end. Do you feel that this go around, will you feel more rewarded than you did the first go around, or will it be the same?
um, and um, um. As of right now, I'm gonna say I don't know because I'm taking it quarter at a time because I can't just say, yep, I'm gonna make it, it's gonna be great. It ain't I'm gonna be super satisfied. I feel like I'm gonna be rejuvenated that it's over, but I don't think I'm gonna be like it's not gonna necessarily be like, oh wow, I made it until I take that final exam to where I know that I'm now certified, licensed, registered. I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like making it through school and then graduating, it's gonna be, oh, that's gonna be rewarding, but it's not gonna really sink in until I actually take the exam. And now I'm like, I made it, baby. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, I did that. Now I can make.
So what's your thought process? Now I feel like I'm interviewing you now, but what's your thought process when it gets tough? Because it's a thought process that you have to go through. The mental stage of, what type of mental stage are you in right now, since it's just the beginning? Because the beginning is the hardest. The beginning, no, I would say the beginning is the easiest. The middle is the hardest. Or hold on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But it's either the beginning. No, the beginning is nerve wracking. The middle is the easiest, and the end is the hardest. So, how do you feel your mental stage is right now?
As of right now, it's a my mental state has a lot of other factors outside of school, so that doesn't necessarily it wouldn't give you a more well-rounded answer until I have other clarities in other areas. So I would say, but if I was to say about school related mental state, it would be good because I mean, I'm passing all my classes. So I'm not too worried about that. It's just, I had to realize it was a lot of homework, but then I realized it's actually not as much homework as I thought it was. It's just a lot of writing homework.
Yeah, it gets at the beginning. It gets hard. I mean,
I mean,
yeah, it's just
this is
yeah,
technically the beginning, but
yeah. 'Cause
it's not that bad as of right now because it's mostly just prereqs and the basic anatomy classes. Now, once it gets into the intense stuff, the stuff that's honestly outdated, uh, once it gets into that part, then it may be a different story come quarter two. And but as of right now, quarter one, I'm okay. Quarter two, we
might be
shall
different.
see.
Yeah, because I say at the beginning, for me, it was very, very, very nerve wracking. Cause I was trying to find a rhythm, and one thing different from you, what you're doing and what I was doing, I was just taking one class at a time. But trying to find that rhythm with work, with marriage, with just outside life, it was because I think we at the time when I started, no, we had just moved here. We had just moved into this house, right? Or did I start? No, yeah, I started after we moved into the house. Yeah, I think I started after. Yeah. So we was here for like 7 months because I started at the beginning of the year, the following year, 2021.
But
We moved here
yeah,
in
because we
2020.
moved in January.
Yeah. So I started in 2021. And so yeah, it was very nerve-wracking trying to find a balance. But then once I found that balance, I was able to cruise through the middle, but the middle got hard. No, I was able to cruise through the middle because I found a balance after I got to finish the associates in like 6 months, and then once I started to work on my minor, that's when it got nerve wracking. That's when it got frustrating and hard, because I had more paper to do. I had more stuff to do, and then which made it was easy because I found a rhythm. But at the end is when it got super, super hard due to the fact that I was tired of this stuff. And I was ready to get this stuff over with. I was like, man, I do not want to get up and do this homework. No, I don't want to take this test. No, I don't want to do that. I was like, man, it was a couple classes. I was just like, hey, let me just get this
Get
C.
degrees.
But lucky enough, I finished with a 3.5, 3.6 grade average. So I was good. I mean, I got degrees. You can't take away my degrees. Who said that? That was College Dropout. You can't take away my degrees. I don't know. But
That's
Kanye West, College Dropout. You remember that?
That was before Kanye became Kanye.
Before Kanye. They like the old Kanye. They like the old Kanye. If Kanye was Kanye. All right. Now I seen this next topic. I seen this on TikTok, and I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to. It's like I'm interviewing my wife today. It's like it's interview V today, Miss V. All right, and so I seen this on TikTok that I want to hear your opinion on it. Like, I want to hear your opinion. Should I say my opinion first or your opinion first?
You should tell me what the topic is.
Okay. Well, duh. So the question is, uh, would women recover from being an OnlyFans? Now,
And OnlyFans, what? Because you can do several different things as an OnlyFans.
if they would, but when you think of OnlyFans, what do you think of when you hear?
An extra stream of income. I think of selling feet pictures.
Well, we ain't
I
talking
think of
about.
porn.
We talking about, but
No
only.
one's thinking of corn.
Well, OnlyFans. If a woman was on OnlyFans, being a, a
Corn
yes, a
star.
corn star. What she said, a corn star, star.
You can't say corn star. It's just corn star.
If she was on OnlyFans, shaking that donkey, and she wants to live a regular life after she made millions of dollars, can she recover from only seeing her face on OnlyFans?
Yes, I think she can. Because she made millions of dollars shaking that rump. If you made $1 million shaking your rump on OnlyFans, but your real outside of OnlyFans, you only know 5 minutes of 3 minutes of that person. You don't know what they doing on their real lives. You don't know who they are on their real life. All you know is that 5 minutes that they didn't post it on their OnlyFans of them twerking before they leave, and then next thing you know, they great parents. They on the PTO, you know. Shoot,
First of all,
they
it's
running the
not
companies.
PTO, it's PTA.
It's not PTA anymore. It's PTO because parents are not an association. They're an organization now.
Sis,
As an
how
association,
you know PTA from PTO? It's still PTA.
It's not. It's PTO.
When did it change?
It changed a while back when parents thought they had authority in the school, and PTA stood for Parent and Teacher Association. So they thought they had a say so. So if it's parent teacher organization, we organizing things. You don't get to tell me nothing, but you can organize things with us.
Oh, associate
Association.
association. Association is mean that you are associated with the
Yes, we a
teachers.
group. So we all in this association together. We a group. You what you
So,
say,
but
what I say.
what's the difference from associate and organize? Or what is it? Organization. Because organizations and associates are still a group of people that are associated with each other.
They gonna take the PTO, it goes, them and the parents, the teachers and the parents, they come together and they do organized events and stuff. Now the PTA used to think, hey, when the teachers and the parents got together, oh, that made me I just had a moment. You haven't seen on Abbott Elementary, they have an episode where the PTA goes into the library about a book, right?
Ah, we watched that episode, and they didn't read the book all the way, and then yeah.
So as a PTA, they thought we getting this book taken up out of this school because they feel like they have that authority to do that. Now, as a PTO, we taking that authority that you think you have, we taking it away from you, and you have no authority. You just can be like, "Oh, I'm only over organizing school events. That's it. Field days, pancake breakfasts, field trips, parent teacher conferences, classroom
But
moms.
but
That's all you can do now. You
but
don't get no suggestions.
but what PTA was over field trips and stuff like that? Because I don't remember PTA being over that. I remember PTA being over just having meetings. I don't know what they did.
Yeah, they discussed the things that they wanted to take over to the school board that they didn't like about the school. The parents got together with the teachers and they had conversations about what they wanted to change, what they felt like the teachers were doing wrong, and what the teachers needed to change, and then go to the board of education in their little district or their district and say, hey, I need y'all to do this, 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 this. The district's like, I'm sick of y'all, low key. I don't want to hear nothing else from y'all. Y'all need to just let parents do other stuff. They can still have feedback, but they feedback need to be on activities.
So, but what if that wasn't what if that wasn't the board? What if that was the teachers when they redid their contracts?
That would be good too, because some parents shouldn't be up in teachers' businesses, and some teachers shouldn't be in parents' businesses. But everybody's business is everybody's business, and parents think that they can tell teachers exactly what to do, and they sometimes they can't, because sometimes they tell you, "Oh, my kid is the best kid in the world. They don't talk back, they don't flip birds, they listen during class time." Yeah, they do that at home, but when you get into the classroom, that whole new kid, they a whole new gremlin, but you don't understand your kid is a gremlin. That's just like I was listening to a podcast yesterday.
But that sound like my nephew.
Yeah, yeah,
My
good.
brother,
Like, yeah, you as
man,
sweet as a
boy.
rock, baby. You is the sweetest baby in the world, but you get into that school and you turn them people every way but loose.
Like I hope you listening, brother. I'm sitting over there playing games with you, boy.
That's what them kids be like, and y'all need to take a moment and go up to that school or check your kid. Be like, I'm coming up to your school next week, and they're like, what day you coming? So they can try to act right, but you don't tell them what day you just slowly pop up on your
Matter of
kid.
fact, you don't tell me that at all. You just pop up.
Yeah. And then you
Shoot.
see your kid doing backflips off the teacher desk, and then you like, oh, the teacher was one line on you. That kid, he is showing out because he would never do that at home. So now you gotta grab the belt, and if you don't grab the belt, at least grab a wooden spoon because you about to get whooped in the bathroom. Because the kids these days is just disrespectful. They're terrible,
Well,
and parents
first,
just taking
well,
they just taking their side. Like, girl, sit down
sit down
somewhere.
somewhere. That's, I mean,
I don't even know how we got here.
I ain't know because we was talking about OnlyFans. But you were talking about shaking tail. I was talking about
Well, dang it. The same way that the corn stars on Cornhub have grown into new people,
first
like
of all, hold on.
Pinky from Corn Stars, the light skin. She used to be an exotic dancer, then she turned into a corn star, and she had a really big, giant butt cheeks. It's huge, and she got a star tattoo on this, like down the side of her butt cheeks. She used to be a stripper, went from stripping to corning, and then she became a new person
What is she doing?
off of that corn
All
money.
right.
Husband, her
Well,
husband and kid.
she just settled down, but she's
She's
not
not.
technically,
She probably doing other stuff. Let me look up. Let me look her up. Corn
but
Pinky.
she's not technically living she's just living a life in the hidden world. Don't nobody know. She's not on TV. She's not doing none of that. So that's what the question was. Can they recover from being a sex person on OnlyFans making millions of dollars? Because I don't know no porn star who is making after our corn star. I don't know any of those ones that were hot except Superhead, and she just hot because she's out here speaking the truth on why she does what she does and what she making all these books and she's going from I can get that, but I don't know nobody else who is out here living a regular living the life still on the screen, not out here doing what they was doing. So did those ones can those ones recover and live a professional life? You said what?
But I don't think that they were ever doing any other anything else other than corn. That's all they did was corn. So it's not like they had a IMDb of something that was like, oh, she used to play in corn, but now she's an actor on Survivor. But I don't feel like that's an area of transitioning into like, so when you coming out of corn, there's nowhere for you to transition other than to into directing corn. That's your only transition you can go into, or starting a
Yeah,
business
but
selling coin toys. The coin corn toys.
but the
You
thing
know?
is, most of those women get into that just like strippers. Most strippers get into it to pay for nursing school, pay for this, pay for lawyer, pay to be a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if those porn stars were doing that when they was in college just to make a little extra money to get their degree, after they got their degree, there's no recovering, and their main goal was to use this money to pay for them to be a lawyer, a judge, or whatever.
They did that. And
But
now they can have they can go to sue that website that they video on and have them smudge it and take it down.
so are they recovering?
Recover by having them take it down off of the internet.
So what's the old saying that they said once a hoe, always a hoe?
That's
Or
not true.
or is it you can't turn a hoe into a housewife? Or what's the other I'm just saying. So they put those
But the thing is,
stigmatisms.
you can turn a male corn star into a house husband.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know no male
you
corn
can't.
stars that be out here
You
just
can't turn. You can't turn neither one of them into house husbands or a housewife or a good husband.
you probably
You
can't.
can't do. You think that just because
How you know
she's a hoe don't mean she gonna be a bad
how
housewife.
you know I wasn't out there putting in some work somewhere else to get this money for while I was I could, you know, hey, yeah, I used to with my ski mask on. You couldn't see my face. You know, with
I
ski
ain't never
mask
seen this
on.
man.
I can't breathe with a ski mask. I mean, take this shit off.
But that where they on the horses and they say, "Who made these dang masks?"
But no, that I mean that I think they can recover, but also I think it'll be hard for them to. It depends on what type of professional life that they went into. Now, if they went into real acting, okay, like a Kim Kardashian, she can't go be. It's crazy how Kim Kardashian was had got these videos out with these black hold on, let me say it. She out here got these videos, these sex tapes out, and now she's in the government house freeing black people from jail. They something ain't right. But and then you got a man who made a video who's running the office. You know what I'm saying? You think Kim Kardashian run for office after her sex tapes out? It's hard to get to the professionalism, but
In
you
all
see what I'm
honesty,
saying?
I would say no because they still don't want a woman in office, regardless of how she looked or what her policies are or how great she could be, or we wouldn't be in the middle of going into a war. Or we wouldn't be in the middle of 97, 8,000% tariffs because of the wig we got in office. Yeah, I wanted to
Well,
make sure the
whatever.
camera was looking right at it when I said it.
What she said. I mean, I wouldn't care who's in office,
Me neither, because
but
it don't really
it
affect
doesn't
me
even
too
affect
much.
me.
It just affects my timeline and my news. And when I watch the news, that's all they be talking about on the news. And I be like, I don't
That's
want to hear this every night
that's
when I
why I don't
come
watch
home
the
from work
news. That's
and
why
I
I don't
watch
watch the
the
news.
news
That's why I
like
don't watch the
somebody's
news.
grandma.
That's why I don't watch the news.
You didn't watch the news before.
I sure didn't. All right. In other news, but I think they can. I mean, it could be a recovery.
I watch the news.
In
You're
other
supposed to be
news,
moving on.
I'm moving on
Moving on.
now.
Moving
Uh,
on past that one too.
you know what? This would just add on to what we just talking about. This is a second, but I'm gonna ask anyway. So role playing. We've been married for
I'm not
about
gonna answer this
about to
question
be
because my
10.
dad watches this
I
podcast.
mean, he ain't gonna answer it. You can just. I'm gonna answer it. So role playing.
My
We've
parents
been
watch.
we've been married for we about to be married 10 years this year, right? Yes. No, we about to be married 9 years. It will be 9 years. I don't know. We say y'all know what it is. We've been together a decade and a
Yes,
and a, and a day.
a
All
decade
right,
and a
then
dollar.
role playing is something that married people do. We don't do it. But role play is somebody asks you a question at work, like, "Have y'all ever role played?"
Thing is, role playing doesn't always have to be in um the sexual nature.
It doesn't have
But
to
if
be.
that's what
It
you
doesn't
are
have to be,
referring to,
but it's no. It doesn't have to be in the central. It
if
could
you play
just,
Dungeons and
yeah.
Dragons,
You can role play. You can do role playing in all type of aspects of your marriage. But in this essence, they were talking about role playing. They were talking about role playing, but I my thing was is that I ain't got time to be playing no.
problem.
once once it get good, ready, it's ready to go. I ain't got time to take no clothes. I ain't got time. I told y'all.
No extra.
I told you. I be trying. I told you like, hey, if you watched the last episode and I gave you my top five, if we put those 5 songs on or 6 songs on, by the time we get to song five, I'm on a climate. It's, hey, after
On the what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that very well. I was
it's
like,
about time to release the dragons.
that
No,
don't make no
fire out of the dragon. There you go.
what you're
It
saying
says
is you can't make it.
that's five songs. It's five
That's five
songs.
songs. That's like 20 minutes.
That's 20 minutes. What more do you want from me?
It's a drawn out type of thing. It's more than 20 minutes. It's more like 45 if you want to be meticulous about it. If you want to actually have a script and say the script lines and put on the clothes that you wear and make sure that you're prepared.
That's why I
You're damn
said
so
I
in
could.
distress.
No role playing. I ain't got time for all that.
We also don't have an active imagination, so that also makes role playing bad as well. So
That too. I ain't got. I'm more of a. You rub it back. Throw the music on. You get it going. I ain't about to be up here playing no game when I'm trying to play. I mean, we got you got those books out there, those boards out there for the foreplay and stuff like that, which are good.
that you would probably play for maybe 10
Oh,
minutes.
that's good enough.
You don't even make it through the whole game. You're supposed to make it at least do the.
But the reason you been, hey, them days we used to get drunk. But on those days, that's different because we was the game was designed. I can see if the game went all the way to the end and the last things on it were things that did. But when you pulling cards and it's telling you to do certain things, once that you get to that one thing, it's
It's
like
like you only supposed to do your card for what? Answers the directions say you perform the action for 2 minutes, or you do the dance for a minute and a half.
hey,
And
hey,
you like, nope. Once he's there, that's all I'm
hey.
doing.
They say a baby's made in 30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds. Maybe like 5
Please hold for our next commercial break.
So I
So
ain't
welcome
got
back.
time.
Commercial break, and we're gonna head into
All right.
our next segment
Next
of.
segment. Okay. This now all these coalition with each other. Okay. Now, because we talked about women recovering from OnlyFans, role playing, which is in OnlyFans. Now they don't coalition with each other. Those two did. But now this question, I heard this on a podcast, another podcast I was watching the other day was, and this was a good question. Well, the first we I had another question, but we took that question out because this question made more
I should
sense.
have done the intro
You
to
should have
this
did the intro to it,
because
but
I was going to, but you decided to take it.
I ain't got time for that because you should have just started talking.
Oh, you gotta have a leeway into the next segment. You have to. It
Well,
has to slide in smooth. You slide it in a little aggressively.
oh my bad. Okay, show me how it's done. We gonna do keep this in there. Show me how it's done. All right, then that's what I thought. See, this is the reason for the question. The main reason for the question now. I want to hear your opinion on why do you believe God created Eve from Adam's rib?
So that he would have a person that was with him all the time, or a person of his own. So because not a person by themselves is not a completely happy person. They could be happy, but you be happier with a person with your person. So when God realized Adam was alone and he was kind of sad, and he was like, "This is B's interpretation. Don't go to the Bible when things gonna say this." Okay, God was like, "Hey yo, Adam, what's the problem?" He like, "Hey yo, bro, I'm low key. I'm kind of sad." God like, "What you sad for, bro? What's the problem?" He was like, "Man, I'm out here all by myself. I got all the riches. I got all the land, the berries, the fruits, all the people. Well, all the animals, not necessarily people yet, but you know what I'm saying. I got all the animals, and I ain't got nobody to share it with." So I'm like, "What I'm gonna do, God? I'm chilling. I'm bored though, bro." So God was like, "All right, say less." So Adam went to sleep one night.
Who you talking to? Tupac?
No, man, that's Adam and God. That's how they talking. So God was like, "All right, bet, say let's go to sleep." So Adam went home, went back to his little hut. I'm saying I don't know if he got a hut for real, but anywho, he go back to his spot. He go to sleep, and then God was like, "All right," cut him open, pulled out his rib, took some dirt, mixed it together, sprinkle, sprinkle, bam. Was like, "Now you ain't alone no more, my boy. Don't let her do nothing stupid." And then he turned around and let her do something stupid. After God said, "Don't let her do nothing stupid," that's in my interpretation. He said, "Don't let her do nothing stupid." Because, we lead by the heart and not by the head. That's why the men are the head and the women are the body, because we lead by the heart and not by the head.
Oh, that
And that's
one.
it. And that's Bible stories.
That was B's Bible story telling that
Every week.
that she
He
went.
went.
God looking at her like, "Nigga, you went far left."
Definitely not what God looking at me like, because he be like, that's how we talk on a regular basis. So
Yeah, but he also telling you, "Nigga, that ain't what I told you. I made you out of his rib."
that's basically what I got out of that.
So,
That was my interpretation of what him
all
and God had
right.
a conversation. And that's
Well,
why we here.
well, my interpretation is way. right than her. I believe I believe that God made Eve out of Adam's ribs. What does the ribs hold? Your
The lungs.
vital organs, okay? So it holds everything together, okay? As a woman, when you find your wife, he didn't make Eve out of his head because the he wanted the male to lead the woman. He didn't make Eve out of feet because he didn't want the male to walk over the woman. He made Eve from his ribs because he wanted the woman to A, like you said, walk side by side, but B, the ribs holds your vital organs, the most important parts of your organ. Okay. So a woman is not technically designed or your wife is not technically designed to be a housemate, but is designed to be a helpmate. Okay. So when your ribs are a part of your body that helps you stay alive because it holds everything in place. Okay. And so this is the conversation what I had with you earlier when I said to you, what I say, why don't you like having uncomfortable conversations? Uncomfortable conversations shouldn't lead to an argument. It should lead to an understanding because you are my helpmate. You are a part of me. If I'm making a mistake, I expect you, who is holding the heart of my body. Well, the heart is up here, but who is holding me together. You're my motivation because there's God, there's man, there's woman, and then there's everything under. How you supposed to say it? How they say it? To a wife, the person who is above them in a household is the husband. The wife looks up to the husband to protect and for guidance. The husband, most likely, if this husband is a man of God, they look up to God for guidance because there's nobody else above them. We go to our wives. I go to you for guidance, but I also go to God for guidance. Okay. I also go to God first. I'll sit and talk with God first before I come talk to you. Okay. Does that make sense? It's an order of operation. It was God, man, women, then children. Am I right? Ain't that the order of operations? I'm not lying, am I? It was God, man, woman, then children. Okay. So when it comes to the rib, he made you out of my rib because you're supposed to be my helpmate and you're supposed to be my side by side with me. I don't go nowhere without my rib. I don't make no decisions without my rib. I don't make impulse decisions. Okay. When women at times, okay, I want to make it quote unquote, okay, at times, some women make impulse decisions. Some women don't think before they decide, before they make a decision. They making decisions out of feelings and emotions instead of decisions out of actually thinking. That's when you're married, when you have a husband who has a head, what is it called? A good head on their shoulders. They are able to allow you to say, "Hey, think about what you're saying before reacting." My wife gets mad when I say that. Am I lying? She's not gonna say anything. But what I'm saying is that a woman wasn't designed to be a housemate. They were designed to be a helpmate. So they were designed to stand side by side with the woman, with the man. Okay, and they were designed to keep the man attached, to help keep the man attached in life. My opinion. It wasn't designed to we were designed to protect, to lead and protect. A woman was designed to. That's why you hear when I did the order operation, when I did God, man, woman, child. You're with the child. When a woman is pregnant, they're with the child longer than the man because they built that relationship with the child. Certain things. It's like when we had a conversation We had a conversation at work a couple of weeks ago about who would you save, your child or your wife? I said I would say my wife because my it was God, man, women, then child. My wife most likely would save the child before coming to me. You said what?
Yourself.
Yes, because it's man, it's God, man, woman, and child. So the woman is taught to love the child. The father is taught to love the wife before they love the child. Okay, because if a man skips over, if a man is married, if you're married and he skips over loving that woman and put all his attention to that child, that woman is going to find some type of jealous trait because the man is not spending enough time with her and is spending too much time with the woman. I mean, with the child. And so that's why the most important advice I ever hear from a married man is to continue to date your wife. They don't never tell you not take them out on dates even when you have kids. They say continue to date your wife because a woman has a natural jealousy. The man is not loving them as much as they love the child.
That's foolishness. But okay.
You said what?
I didn't stutter when I said that's foolishness, but that's okay.
But does that make sense?
That's your
That's
opinion.
my opinion. So if I wasn't if I wasn't loving you and I was loving the child more than I was loving you, yeah, at the beginning you would say, yeah, that's your child. You spend time with your child. But if I'm only spending time with the child, coming in, I come shower, kiss you, and I go spend time with the child, and I don't do nothing with you on any time of the day, any time of the week, how would that make you feel? If I didn't take you out, or if I didn't buy you stuff, if I only bought the child stuff, not even thinking about you, no food, no nothing,
That
no no
it would be a
birthdays.
you problem and not a me problem
How that be?
because you'd be a single parent.
Okay then.
Not as in a jealous, because that's not jealousy at all. That's nigga. I. It's not like, oh, I'm jealous of you spending time with your kid. That's not being jealous. That's you neglecting your marriage to spend time with your kid. That doesn't make the woman jealous.
But
That's not jealousy.
but
That's neglect.
yeah, but
Neglect are two totally different things. No, no.
well, hold on.
That you have your whole
Explain that. Explain
explain
that.
that.
Explain. That's all I'm trying to say. Explain.
Neglect is leaving, not doing things that you would normally do. Neglect. So if you was supposed to be getting food and you ain't getting me no food, dang, why I didn't cook nothing, so now you neglected me. Okay. You not spending no time with me. Dang, you neglected me. Okay, cool. We not hanging out. When I go to bed, you ain't in the bed yet. That's neglect. You're neglecting me. Jealousy is, oh, so every time I see y'all, I'm getting mad and I don't care. I'm like, why you talking to that baby all the time? You always in there with that baby. You always talking to your baby, blah, blah, blah. That's jealousy. But in all actuality, you not jealous. It's maybe some, how about to call them out their name. Maybe some women take it as jealousy, but sometimes you notice it, hey, I ain't being. I'm just trying to let you know I'm feeling a little neglected.
Okay. So I agree with you said because I thought neglect. Well, in this scenario, and I still kind of think that, but in this scenario, I think neglect and jealousy is the same, but two definitions. Okay, I think because even if you neglecting, I'm neglecting you. Yes, and I'm spending more time with the child. I get that. Okay, I'm neglecting you. Okay, but you said divorce, you'll be by yourself, it still will be like you'll feel some type of rage because I'm not spending time with you. I'm spending more time with the child, not you. That's why I said, that is God, man, women, and child. Man's responsibility is to love that woman. And by loving that woman, they loving that child at the same time. Okay. Am I correct? If they showing love to the woman, they showing love to the child. They doing family things with each other. They showing that love to that woman at the same time as loving that child. I know mothers who do for the child and don't do for the husband, but the husband don't say anything because it's just like an instance of Mother's Day and Father's Day. A father gonna get a tie and a coffee mug, but a mother gonna get the world.
Not the same because that's if your wife don't give two flying monkeys about you,
That's what I
and
said.
so she
That's what we
feels like
talking about. But that's what we talking about. We talking about that essence though, because when it comes down to Father's Day and birthdays, the wife and the kids don't go. Most of them not. That's why it's a what you call that? It's a stigmatism on Father's Day because they don't go. Father's Day at churches is not big. But Mother's Day at churches is super big. That's why you said CEM Christians. Because you said Christmas, CME, Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter. Okay? Yeah.
most people go to church
Church.
because back in the day when you went to church, you was with your mama because your daddy wasn't worth a pot to pee in.
But how you know your
So that's
dad? But how
different.
you know your dad?
My
How?
daddy, because my
But
daddy was that guy.
but
Shout out to
how's
my
it
daddy.
that daddies wasn't nothing but a pot to piss in? But back in the day, most fathers was either working 7 days a week. Yeah, like I was saying, like Mother's Day is celebrated more than Father's Day due
Allegedly.
to because back in the day, you said something about back in the day that fathers wasn't nothing when it came to.
I didn't say they wasn't nothing. I said most of them weren't worth a pot to pee in or went to throw it out of. But not my daddy. Don't forget that part. I didn't say my daddy. But
So, but
everybody
but
else.
back in the day, most fathers was out in the military. They was out, yeah, they was serving back in the 50s, 60s.
Well, that's 50s and 60s. I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking 80s, 90s. Not not just now getting out of segregation. Okay. Not in the 50s when we just now getting out of segregation and we can finally actually get a real job. And I'm thinking after redlining and not before redlining. Okay.
I don't know what you mean by redlining, but but
Jigga, what?
but
Who gonna
but
need Black History lessons is him, because
but
how he don't know about redlining is a problem. The Kansas City Public School District FL Slago failed you.
first of all, I told you that I went to school to eat. I was gonna get no damn education.
You're supposed to be getting an education, especially learning your Black history. If you don't
But
learn Black history, how you gonna teach Black history to your children?
I will teach Black history to my children.
How you gonna teach it if you don't even know what redlining is?
We'll pick up book together. That's what the mother is for.
So that I could teach the kid Black history.
Yeah.
But what if I was white? Then who gonna teach their kid Black
Well,
history?
well, you can't be white. You can't use the scenario as what if I was white. That
Why
ain't
can't I
even no
use that scenario? Because
because
I'm a white wife with a Black husband, and now I got Black kids. Who gonna teach my kids about African American history, Black history, if my husband don't know what Black history is, and I'm a white woman? So I honestly don't know what Black history is either, because they didn't really teach me Black history. So I have to learn Black history with the all three. Who gonna teach us? Who gonna teach all of us? So now my kid gonna be
read.
left out on the Black history because you don't know your Black history. The people around you probably don't know their Black history, apparently, because you didn't even know what redlining is.
Well, we'll figure that out on another.
I'm just saying.
But what I was saying is that what I was saying was that uh they if we ain't talking about when I say scenarios, I don't talk about I don't separate good and bad. I mean, I separate the good from the bad. I'm only talking about the good fathers out there who they put that stigmatism on because they wouldn't have those things in comedy, in movies, TV shows about what they do for their fathers on Father's Day and what they do for the mothers on Mother's Day, they wouldn't have those in there if it wasn't a thing. Okay, we not those things are there because that's only what the mother goes and helps the child picks out for the father. Because when it's Mother's Day or birthdays and stuff like that, those things are being picked up by the father.
This is my church finger. Okay. So let me say this. Mother's Day, women get what they ask for, or they get expensive things or something or another because they say, I want this for Mother's Day. I would love to have a day by myself. I would love to go to the spa on Mother's Day. I would love to have breakfast on Mother's Day. And then Father's Day come around and you before you ask, hey, which one Father's Day? It don't even matter. Which one Father's Day? I don't even care. Which one Father's Day? I ain't even thinking about nothing for real. It just doesn't, baby. Never mind. You just give me whatever you want to give me, baby. Y'all just buy whatever y'all want to buy. Cool, cool, cool. No. If you want something that the child was like, oh, dad want this. Let's get dad this instead of buying him that mug that says dad, because he know he's dad. Why not tell him or tell mama and mama go, oh, daddy actually want a new smoker for Father's Day. Let's get daddy a smoker for Father's Day. He been talking about a smoker. You want to buy your dad a smoker for Father's Day? Yeah, let's buy him a smoker. And then you get a kid. Cool. Daddy get a smoker because why? He wanted a smoker. He had been thinking about buying a smoker. And instead he tells his wife. His wife tells his child. His child says, let's go to the store and pick out the smoker, the best one, the most expensive, the most biggest, the loveliest one, because I want to get my dad the best smoker in the world. And so we buy the most expensive smoker in the freaking store. And now you got a smoker. And you can't say, oh, I didn't want this. This isn't what I wanted. I hate this gift. Because we knew what you wanted because you was telling us before Father's Day. Just like on Mother's Day, you hint around about the things that you want. So when you thinking about it, when Mother's Day coming around, you thinking about, oh, she had been saying she wanted to go to the spa, or she had been saying she wanted to get her nails done a few more times, and she wanted to buy a new this, that, and the other. She had been saying that. Yeah, that's why you end up getting the things that we asked for because we have been trickling it out throughout the time.
So what does that mean when it comes to like birthdays and Christmas?
A
It's
closed
the
mouth don't get
no,
fed.
I I get that. I'm not saying nothing about that because I tell you what I want. And sometimes after a while, as a husband, after a while, I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you what I want. Okay. I feel like yeah,
But
but
you be like,
see,
I can't read minds, and neither
no,
can
you
I.
now it's a difference between me asking you and you asking me because I used to ask you. I never know. At first, I never asked. I just got you stuff for Christmas and birthdays, and then you remember the stuff that you I had to take back because you didn't like it, and you gave okay then. So I asked. It's a different
Now,
me. It sometimes I'll be like, well, babe, why you won't get what you think I what you know I like and get what you know I will buy, and because you know what I already like. I shouldn't have to give you a list of things that you should already know what I like and what I want. Because women, a husband would go out and buy his wife would spend $10,000 on something, while a wife would go spend $100 on something. That's the difference.
because maybe the item that you wanted was $100 and the item that I wanted was $10,000. So if you say you can't have this $10,000 item, but you can have this $2,000 item, cool. Well, do you want this item as well? You do not? Okay, what do you want? Oh, I want this. And when you look this item up and it say dollars, I'll be like, say less. I'm gonna buy this $200 item, and then I'm gonna go, oh, this will probably look good with that. Let me see this, and I'll grab that so that I can at least get you to a minimum 275.
You see, we go off of what we know. Cause sometimes if I tell you to get something, I already can go buy it. I'm not telling you to buy something that I can technically buy myself. I'm telling
I
you
can
stuff
buy the things myself too.
I know, but we go get it for you. Okay, it's a different. It's just like your ring costed two mortgage payments, or my ring costed a month worth of gas. You
That's not
see?
technically
No,
true because a
technically,
month worth of gas is
technically,
a lot more less
technically,
than that.
technically, my ring was $159.
That's
That
what you
is a
wanted.
month worth. That's a month worth of gas because
Not
it's
in my
like 30.
car.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You see the difference? It started even
That's
with
what
the
you
ring,
chose.
but
You chose that
okay
ring.
then.
So don't come at
Now,
me like I was the one who chose the ring.
okay. I
Don't
know
okay it
we
me.
had some little technical difficulties that went on from, and so we gonna go on and we gonna move. That was a good conversation, y'all. If y'all disagree or agree with anything we said, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear your opinion on what you think. Why God made Eve out of Adam's ribs, and what's your opinion on why do the world put a stigmatism on good fathers when there are a lot of great fathers
It
out
ain't
there.
even Father's Day season and he into Father's Day.
All right. Now we gonna end on
Coach's playbook.
Coach's playbook. Okay, it's a great ending. Uh, what you call these segments? Coach's playbook. Coach's playbook is for people who are first time watching, listening. Coach's playbook. I'm coach. I give a bunch of uh plays out there. I have a billion plays in my playbook that are winning plays. I have won championships off these from football to basketball. From all ages I have won coaching championships. Okay. You don't believe me? Check my record. Is it Google? I don't know. But I got trophies to prove it.
If they look up
But
the actual team, it would be
it'd
Googleable.
be Googleable. Googleable. All right. So
Anywho,
anyway, so today's coaches playbooks is I'm gonna pull out some quizzes from the playbook. All right. These quizzes. So my wife is in school, and so by her being in school, I decided to pull out some quizzes uh to test her knowledge because she told me she got 100% math. So I decided
the devil is a
to
liar.
test her knowledge.
Don't test no math knowledge, cause baby, I ain't
these
got no
are
calculator.
these are quizzes out
Mm,
of Are
mm.
You Smarter Than a Third Grader?
I'm not at the moment though.
Quizzes from Coach's Playbook. Okay. First question. These are easy questions though. No
I
lie. I'm
don't
not even
want
gonna
it.
lie.
I
All
don't
right.
want it.
Mia has 3 boxes of crayons. Each box have 8 crayons. How many crayons does Mia have?
24.
See, told you it was easy. Liam has 25 marbles. He gives 9 to his friend. How many marbles does he have?
28.
Mia,
You said she had 20.
25 marbles.
I didn't hear that.
He gave away 9 of them.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I thought you said he got 9 of them. My bad. He had 25 and he gave away 9.
All
I didn't
right.
think I had to count it out in my brain.
Hey, okay. So it's gonna be 5 questions. Yeah, that was number 2.
That
Number
was 2.
3. A farmer has 4 rows of apple trees. Each row has 5 trees. How many trees are there?
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
A farmer has 5 apple trees. Hold on, what did I say? Oop, I went to the wrong thing. A farmer has 5 apple trees. No, I'm sorry. A farmer has 4 rows of apple trees. Each row has 5 trees on it. How many trees do we have?
20. Because if
20.
he has 4 rows, 5 apples a row,
There
that's
you
20.
go. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. All right.
Wrap this
All
up.
right. We got 2 more.
Wrap
You
this
undefeated.
up.
This is
Nothing
about to
undefeated.
this is about to get a little harder. See what you got going on. Samantha baked 48 cookies. She wanted to divide them equally among 6 friends. How many cookies do each friend get? She hates
I don't do
division.
division. I don't do division. I don't do division. I need a paper. I need
You
pens.
don't need a paper.
I don't do
You don't know the answer to
division.
that one?
I don't do division.
Okay, she got 48 cookies. What times what? What times
I
six
don't.
equals 48?
What?
That's how you do. That's how you break down division.
I don't care.
Okay, it's 8. 8 times 6 is 48.
Yep. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
All right, told you to
You're
get
not
dark
about to do
vision.
me on this internet, on this here YouTube. Skip you
Okay,
and your math.
so last question is: there are 5 buses taking students to the zoo. Each bus holds 36 students. How many? Oh man, Uh, this is a good one. Let's see if she can get this timetable right here. she trying to count like
Man, stop. Dang, you made me miss where I was at. Man, what was the question? 5
5
and
buses taking
36.
and 36 students on each bus.
6 times 5. So you're going to go 30. It's a
Wow.
0. Carry
Coaches
the
get her
3.
all the time.
Right. 0. Carry the 3, right? And then you do 5 times 3. That's 15. So you put that 5 right there. You bring that 1 down and
There
make
you
that
go.
150. And then you take the 0, because you got to put the 0 next to the 5. And then you do 0 times 6. That's going to be 0. And then you going to do the 0 times 3. That's going to be also 0. Right. And then
What
you
you
do.
The answer is one. The answer is 180.
I know I'm about to get there.
Oh
Because
good.
once you
Uh,
multiply the bottom numbers by the top numbers, once you multiply the bottom, you do 5
what?
times 6. Because when you do the math,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you could have just did 36 times 5. 5
but if
times
you
6 is what? 5 times 6 is 30. So then you carry that 3. Then
But
you
when you're doing the
do
math on the paper, if you're doing it like that, where you do the 36 times 5, you got to put the 5 at the bottom.
no,
So you do
yeah.
this math
That's
first.
that's 36. That's
That's
30.
30.
Then
And
you
then you
carry
do,
that 3.
yes, but you got to bring the 3 down.
No, you. What type of
Yeah, you
math is you
would. The new math,
doing?
you got to
What
bring the
new
3
math?
down.
No, you put that 3 up above that other 3. Now
Not
you
no
do 3.
more.
Now you do 3 times 5 is what? 15
Yeah.
plus 3 is 18. Now your answer is 180.
Wait.
What new math are you?
So, so what you saying is you adding after you do 5 times 3, that's 15, 16, 17, 18. You add that,
18. So
and
that's the
then
answer.
but
That's
you,
the answer.
that's not how they do the math, because they would have did the, like on the new math, they would have said just like that, they would have did 36 times 5, right? And they would have done that 5 times 36, 5 times 6 being, and they're gonna bring down that 0, and they're
Uh,
gonna bring the 3 down here, right?
why they
That you
put
were
the
supposed to put up here, that you put up here, you bring it down here. And then you do 5 times 15, right? And then you're going to do 15 plus the 3, which would have got me the 180.
what? Oh Lord, help her, Jesus!
That's the,
That's the math that she been learning. That ain't no new math. That's the math she just made up on the fly.
I did not just make that up. That's literally how they doing the math. That's
So
100% how they're doing it.
she did not pass coach's quiz from his quizzes playbook.
Man, forget your quiz.
It was all good because her new math wasn't
It
mathing.
is mathing. Man.
But that was another good episode
Uh,
um,
the
of the Kitchen Table Podcast. It's kitchen underscore table underscore podcast. Um, we had some very interesting conversations today. Did you like the conversations
that
after
was
that?
all right.
Do you still love me after these conversations?
Sometimes.
She too busy trying to check her little
Cause
rabbit
man,
top,
it
carrot
be like one piece of one hair just
carrot
standing
top.
straight up. Like, why is it standing up like this? It's supposed to be a pineapple. Yeah, because you know the pineapples they got the hair, but
I'm
I don't
hungry.
like that.
I'm hungry.
All
We got
right,
some
well,
Oreo.
he's
We got some
hungry,
Oreo.
so we gotta go.
Oreo ice cream in there. Calling my name. What a pack of Oreos too. Thank y'all once again.
Like, comment, subscribe.
subscribe, hit that bell, uh,
And remember,
start, sharing, posting, retweeting, repost. We don't tweet, but repost, comment, follow, subscribe, all the above at kitchen underscore table
underscore.
underscore podcast on all streaming networks. And don't forget to put in with Coach and V2Es.
The
We
number
out.
2.
We out. We hope you guys had a wonderful Easter and you have a wonderful rest of your week and
God keep you. God see you at the conference. Bye.
most prosper out.